Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a new video today that has been requested and it is how I dry my flowers. So, I am going to show you, really. There's sort of two ways I do it. I do one in my car because my car acts as a dehydrator when the sun's out and it's a sunny day. Not as much when it's like wet and raining. It sort of gets a bit damp-ish. So if it's sunny, dehydrating in the car is perfect. Or if you don't have a time frame of when you need the flowers dried, simply just pop them in a box and pop them in the room you're in. If you have a heater, it's awesome to have them like open near the heater, as long as it's in a box, not in plastic, because if it's in any plastic they can go moldy and we don't want that. So the thing with flowers and drying is that they can dry to be a very ugly colour, they can dry to be a different colour, and then once you put them in the resin they can also change again. So the one thing that surprises me a lot is when a flower can be, say, purple, bright purple. It'll dry a dark blue, pop it in the resin and it could go pink. It's so bizarre. Anyway, so never expect a flower to stay the same colour through all these stages because it probably won't. Nearly all of my stuff will be, those three stages will be completely different. So it's exciting to see what a flower is going to do once it goes in the resin and once it dries. Here is me putting some Johnny Jump Ups into a box into the car. I've just collected some Johnny Jump Ups from the garden, so they're still a bit mildewy and quite wet. Is this going to focus for me? And what I'm going to do with flowers that are more like a flat face is I'm going to grab a cardboard box and I'm going to lay them all down flat on their face, so they will sort of stay that sort of shape while they dry. Alright, so once you've got them all laid out in your box, you then just simply put it on the dash of your car, and then maybe move your car in the sun would be good. And then while they're in there, the dehydrator, and by the end of the day if the sun's out they will be pretty much dry. If they're not fully dry, the flower might be a bit more dense or hold moisture better than some others, but that is number one. So I have had the Johnny Jump Ups in my car for 2 days now, so I'm going to go and grab them and show you what they look like and how far they've come in the drying stage. Okay, I've just gone and got them out of the car. So there is also one other thing with drying. If you are going to press your flowers, they probably should stay the same size. If you dry them in their natural form, not compressed, just sitting, they will shrink normally. Unless they're a hard flower, like a gum flower, where it's got like a hard shell, it's not going to shrink as much or at all. Whereas if they're just a plain flower with all the petals, they will shrink. So here's the clip of them in the box. And here is the clip of them dried. They are so tiny. Anyway, they're pretty dry. I probably will leave them for another day just to make sure that they're dry before I chuck them in the resin. Otherwise, just go with feel. If they still feel a bit moist, then don't chuck them in the resin because they can go moldy in the resin once they've been cast because they still have moisture inside them. So, need them to be fully dry. So if you're in a warm place, no. If you're in a wet place, like it's always raining, it's snowing, kind of jazz, car's probably not the best idea. Grab a dehydrator from the shop or just let them dry in the place where you have a heater. These tiny little babies were big ones, but lying them on their face will keep them semi-flat and you can actually see them. Can you like focus on the flower for me for just a second? There we go. If I go back here a bit, I might be able to zoom in. Yeah, he's very cute. I'm not actually too sure with the Johnny Jump Up which way is up and which way's down. I think the purple's up. Anyway, I love this one so much. Look at all the colours and it magnifies it, so when I turn it around it's actually a tiny little Johnny Jump Up and then it grows really big. So cute. That is how I dry flowers, either in the car, inside, if you want to buy a dehydrator if your car doesn't dry out if you're in a wet place, go for it. Yes, so that's how I do it. That's simple, and normally I'm not in too much of a time rush because when I make stuff to order, I have those flowers already dried when I upload the listing kind of thing. So if you're in a rush, most of the time a dehydrator is good. If you're semi in a rush, a warm car, perfect. Not in a rush, just let it lurk wherever and they'll dry. Pretty much. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative for you, and I hope the person who asked me to do it has found it. And yes, enjoy, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!